Hi, and welcome back to the Open Minds Studio, the place where two friends chat in easy English, so your listening and speaking grow a little more every time. I'm Emma.
And I'm Alex. So glad you're here with us again.
And if you're new here, this one's made for A2 to B1 learners. So whether you're just starting out or somewhere in the middle, you're in exactly the right place.
So, Emma, how are you doing today?
Really good, thank you. Though I have to admit, thinking about today's topic brought back some very embarrassing memories.
Uh-oh, that sounds like a story.
Oh, it is. Because today, we're talking about something every single learner has felt. That moment when you try to speak English and your mind just goes completely blank. The freeze.
The freeze, where someone asks you a simple question and suddenly every word you ever knew just flies out of your head.
Exactly. Your heart speeds up, your face gets hot, and you just stand there, silent, while your brain shows you a completely empty screen. We have all been there.
So today we're going to talk about why it happens, and, more importantly, 5 gentle ways to stop it. Because the freeze is not about your English, it's about something else entirely.
And stick around to the end. I'll tell you about the time I froze so badly ordering a coffee that I walked away with completely the wrong drink. It's part of the collection.
Oh, the coffee story. It's a good one. But first, one quick thing, everyone. If these chats help you, a like or subscribe really helps more learners find us. Thank you.
And near the end, like always, we'll slow right down for a few useful words. And we'll ask you to write one small sentence in the comments.
So, let's start with the big, comforting truth. If you freeze when you speak English, there is absolutely nothing wrong with you.
Nothing at all. In fact, freezing usually means you care about speaking well. People who don't care never freeze. So it's actually a sign of something good.
It really is. And here's the key idea for today. The freeze is almost never about not knowing the words. Most of the time, you know the words. The freeze is about fear and pressure and a few little habits. And all of those we can fix.
And I want to say this clearly because I wish someone had told me years ago. Freezing does not mean you're bad at English. Some of the people who freeze the most are actually really good.
Completely. I've met people with beautiful English who freeze, and people with very simple English who chat away happily. The difference isn't skill, it's fear. And fear, you can shrink.
So let's get into it. 5 reasons you freeze and a gentle fix for each one. So, the first piece, and it's the big one underneath everything else. You're afraid of making a mistake.
Yes, this is the root of the whole thing. In that moment, a little voice says, "What if I say it wrong? What if I sound silly?" And that fear hits the brake. Your brain freezes to protect you from the mistake.
And the fix is a change of heart more than anything. You have to give yourself permission to make mistakes. Because here's the truth. Mistakes are not the problem. Mistakes are how you learn. Every fluent speaker made thousands of them.
Thousands. And the wonderful secret is, most people don't even notice your mistakes. They're just happy to talk with you. They're listening to your meaning, not grading your grammar.
And if you do slip, you just keep going. Here are the little phrases that help. Sorry, let me try again. How do I say this? You know what I mean? Let me start over. These keep the conversation moving. They turn a mistake into a normal little bump instead of a full stop.
Let me show you. Emma, say something. Make a small mistake on purpose, and just keep going instead of freezing.
Okay, so this morning I go to the store. I went to the store and I bought some bread. See? I fixed it. I kept going and the world didn't end.
And the conversation flowed. So, listener, your turn. Say this to yourself right now. It's okay to make mistakes. Say it out loud if you can. Perfect. That one belief will melt half your freezes away.
Now, the second piece. And this one is a very common, very sneaky habit. You're translating in your head.
Ah, yes, this is the slow bridge. Someone speaks, and in your head, you translate it into your language. Then you build your answer in your language, then you translate that back into English, and by the time you're done, the moment has passed, and you freeze.
It's just too many steps, too fast. And the fix is to slowly practice thinking in simple English right from the start. Don't build the perfect sentence in your language first. Start with the easy English words you already have.
And the trick is to start before you know the whole sentence. Just begin with what you know and let the rest follow. You'll be slow at first, and that is completely fine. But little by little, your brain builds a direct path to English, and the freeze fades away. Let me show you the difference. Emma, first, the slow translating way.
How do you say, I would have preferred, the restaurant that we... No, wait.
And you've frozen. Now, the simple start with what you know way.
I liked the other restaurant more. Maybe next time we go there?
Same meaning. So much easier and no freeze because she started with simple words she already had. So, listener, your turn. Next time, don't wait for the perfect sentence. Start with one easy word you know. Perfect. Small and simple beats perfect and frozen.
Now, the third piece. And this one is so relatable. You're trying to say too much at once.
Yes, you have this big, beautiful, complicated thought, and you try to say the whole thing in one giant sentence, and halfway through, it collapses, and you freeze in the middle of it.
It's like trying to carry 10 bags at once. You drop them all. The fix? Carry one bag at a time. Say one small sentence, then another, then another.
Short sentences are your best friend. They almost never collapse. Let me show you. Emma, try to say a big idea in one huge sentence.
So, I was thinking that because the weather was nice, we could maybe go to the park. Unless you'd rather, because
And there's the collapse. And here's a bonus. Short sentences are clearer for the other person too, so you're actually easier to understand. Now, break it into small pieces.
The weather is nice. Let's go to the park. Or we could do something else. What do you think?
4 little sentences. Clear, calm, and completely freeze-proof. So, listener, your turn. Think of something you want to say and break it into small, short sentences. Beautiful. One small step at a time.
Now, the fourth piece. And this one is about the scariest part, the silence. When you pause to think, that silence feels terrifying, so you panic.
Yes. There's a little quiet moment while your brain searches for the word, and it feels like it lasts 100 years. So you panic, and the panic makes the freeze worse.
But here's the secret. That pause is completely normal. Native speakers pause all the time. The trick is to fill that little space with a friendly phrase, so it doesn't feel scary. You buy yourself some thinking time.
And these little phrases are gold. Let me think. That's a good question. Well, how can I say this? Give me a second. Let me see. Say one of those, and suddenly the silence isn't empty. It's just you, thinking, calmly.
Let me show you. Alex, ask me something and watch me buy time instead of freezing.
So, Emma, what's your favorite thing about your city?
Ooh, that's a good question. Let me think for a second. I think it's the little coffee shops. They're so cozy.
See? She paused, but it felt calm and natural because she filled the space. No freeze. So, listener, your turn. Learn one time buying phrase. Try, let me think. Say it now. Perfect. Now silence is your friend, not your enemy.
And here's the comforting thing. Listen to native speakers in a real conversation. They say, and you know, and like constantly. Nobody speaks in perfect, instant sentences.
Nobody! Those little sounds are just normal human speech. So when you use them, you don't sound like a struggling learner. You sound like a natural speaker who's simply thinking.
Now, the fifth piece, and it's the kindest one. You freeze because you forget how much you already know.
Yes, in the scary moment, your mind rushes to all the words you don't know, and it forgets the hundreds and hundreds of words you do know. You already have enough to say almost anything, if you keep it simple.
You really do. You don't need a fancy word. You can explain almost anything with simple words. If you forget the word exhausted, you can say very, very tired. If you forget delicious, you can say so good. Simple words always work.
It's called talking around a word, and it's a superpower. Let me show you. Emma, pretend you forgot a difficult word and explain it with easy words instead.
Okay, say I forget the word library. I could just say, the quiet place where you borrow books. Everyone understands that. Or if I forget nervous, I just say, a little scared. If I forget enormous, I say, very, very big. There is always a simple way around it.
Perfect. You never froze because you used the words you already had. So, listener, your turn. Remember this, you already know enough. When you forget a word, just describe it with easy words. Perfect. You have everything you need already.
Okay, the coffee story. It's time.
I've been waiting. Tell them about the coffee.
So, I was in a coffee shop, and there was a long line. And I had plenty of time, so I practiced my order in my head. Can I have a medium latte, please? Easy. I said it in my head maybe 20 times. I was ready. I was so ready.
What could possibly go wrong?
Everything, Alex. Because I got to the front, and the barista smiled and said, "Hi, what can I get you?" And in that 1 second, my brain deleted everything. Everything I'd practiced. Gone.
The freeze.
The total freeze. And there was this horrible silence. And I panicked. And instead of my nice practice sentence, I just pointed at a random picture on the wall and said, "That one. Yes, that one, please."
You pointed at a picture.
I pointed at a picture. And I had no idea what it even was. And a minute later, they handed me this giant, bright pink, ice-cold, sugary drink with cream on top. And I don't even like cold drinks. And I just said, "Thank you," and walked away with it, defeated.
So you froze, panicked, and bought a mystery drink you didn't want.
A mystery drink. Bright pink, freezing cold, a whole mountain of cream. And I carried it to a table and just sat there and stared at it. And here's the thing that really gets me. I knew how to order a latte. I knew every single word. I'd said it perfectly in my head 20 times. The freeze was never about my English. It was pure panic. If I'd just taken a breath or said, "Let me think," I'd have been completely fine.
And that's the whole lesson, isn't it? The freeze is never really about the words.
Never. And you never freeze, do you?
Honestly, no. But only because I have zero fear of sounding wrong. I'll say the most incorrect sentence you've ever heard with total confidence and just keep walking. Sam once heard me tell someone very seriously, "I am very hungry for this movie." I meant excited, and I did not even slow down.
Hungry for this movie.
Completely wrong. Said with total confidence. And you know what? The person understood me anyway, and we had a really nice chat. Confidently wrong.
Confidently wrong.
So, Emma freezes because she's scared of one small mistake, and I never freeze because I've made peace with 1,000 of them. And the sweet spot, as always, is right in the middle. Care about your English, but don't let the fear of one little mistake freeze the whole conversation.
Care, but don't freeze. Exactly. Right. Should we slow down and look at some useful words from today?
Let's do it. Our vocabulary corner. Nice and slow, meaning first, then a few real examples. First one, to freeze or to freeze up. Here, it means your mind suddenly goes empty and you can't speak.
For example, I froze in the meeting. My mind just freezes up. And don't worry if you freeze. It happens to everyone.
Next, to go blank. It means to suddenly forget everything, like an empty screen.
For example, my mind went blank. I went completely blank. I opened my mouth and just went blank. And I saw the question and my mind went blank.
Then, to panic. To suddenly feel very worried or afraid and lose control for a moment.
For example, don't panic. I panicked and forgot my words. And there's no need to panic.
Next, a mistake. And to make a mistake. Something you get wrong, and it's completely okay.
For example, I made a small mistake. Everyone makes mistakes. And mistakes help you learn.
Then, confident and confidence. Feeling sure of yourself and calm.
For example, I feel more confident now. Speak with confidence. And confidence comes with practice.
And one more, to keep going. To continue, even when it's not perfect.
For example, just keep going. I made a mistake, but I kept going. And keep going. You're doing great.
And if any of those went by quickly, no worries at all. Just play this part again and try making one sentence of your own with a word you liked. So, let's pull it all together.
Beating the freeze comes down to 5 gentle things.
1. Don't fear mistakes. They're how you learn. 2. Don't translate in your head. Start with simple English. 3. Don't say too much at once. Use short sentences. 4. Don't fear the silence. Buy time with, "Let me think." And 5. Remember you already know enough. Describe things with easy words.
And remember the most important thing of all, the freeze is not a sign that your English is bad. It's almost always just fear and pressure. And every one of those 5 little tools makes that fear smaller. Be kind to yourself. You know more than you think.
And one more gentle promise. The freeze gets smaller every single time you push through it. The more you speak, even imperfectly, the less power it has over you.
It's true. The freeze is loudest the first few times. Then, slowly, it fades. So don't wait until you feel ready. Every brave little conversation makes the next one easier.
And here's how to make it stick. Don't try to use all 5 at once. Just take the very first one, the belief. Tell yourself before your next conversation, it's okay to make mistakes. That one thought alone will unfreeze you more than anything.
Then, a little later, learn one time-buying phrase. Let me think. And use it the next time you feel a freeze coming. It works like magic.
And come tell us in the comments. Saying it out loud makes it real. And it gives a little courage to the next shy person reading.
So, over to you. Here's our question for today. When do you freeze the most in English? Tell us in the comments, and let's help each other feel braver. And if today helped, a like, a subscribe, or sharing it with a friend who's learning English means the world to us.
Thank you for spending this time with us. Everything you did here was real practice. Feel good about that.
And next time, we've got a really useful one. How to interrupt politely. That tricky moment when you need to jump into a conversation or a meeting without feeling rude.
Ooh, a good one. Everyone needs that. So, until next time, keep going, keep speaking, and go easy on yourself.
That's all from us today. I'm Emma.
And I'm Alex. See you in the next one. Bye for now.